Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Manto or Jackson here bringing you guys another haul, and I hope you guys are having a really good day. Now, I hope you guys enjoy the haul because, as you can see by the thumbnail, I did pick up a bigger book and I did pick up some other books, and I did end up going to a comic book shop. And yeah, so I think I got some good pickups. Now, the first book, let me kind of adjust this. I'm sorry about that I had to do this while recording the video. Never mind, I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, Showcase 37, the first appearance of the Metal Men, and this is a book that I've been gunning for a long time, but it just it doesn't go on eBay that much, and yeah, just relatively hard to find now. In the last month, VG copies have sold for around $200, which I think is pretty outrageous. And to be quite honest, I didn't want to pay that much for this book. So after looking for a long time, I did end up getting this book for $23 on eBay. And this thing is a very low grade condition. You guys can tell by the obvious wear on the cover and by the top corner of the top right corner, kind of like missing right there. But yeah, I was very glad to end up picking the book, and I was glad that I finally got the book. Okay, so next one is Adventure into Fear number 11. Now, I thought this, well here, I need to go into the really quick story real quick. As you guys know, or I think I've mentioned this a couple times, but I don't have a comic shop anywhere near me. The closest one is around maybe 3.5 hours away. So that's why whenever I pick up a book, I say that it's from eBay and that it's from Atomic Avenue because I don't have any shops near me. But I did end up going to Boise to go car shopping, and while I was waiting for my mom, we went over to a comic book shop that I did visit last year. And the first book I ended up getting is Adventure into Fear 11. I did think it was a key issue, but I guess it's not. But it does have a really cool looking cover. Next one, you're going to see a lot of smaller books, but it does get better. Here's Action 595, the first appearance of the Silver Banshee. Now I did get it. You guys would probably notice that you have the 25% off sticker. Now the cashier would take 25% off, for example, $4. So yeah, just for a little heads up. I don't know. I think I already said it's the first appearance of the Silver Banshee, but yeah. Okay, so this one got it for $6. Adventure Comics 346. The first appearance of Karate Kid, Princess Projecta, Pharaoh Lad, and Nemesis Kid. Now, Nemesis Kid does later on in the comics become a villain, I believe, and I mainly got it for Karate Kid because I think it's a cool character. But yeah, this is one of the like mid-sized Legion of Superhero key issues, so I was happy to get that one. And this comic shop I visited it before I started looking for the adventure comic books, and they did have a ton of them for cheap prices. And unfortunately, I wasn't really gunning for them, so. Yeah. But here's Batman number 363, the first appearance of Nocturne, and I think this book is I don't want to say expensive, but like above a $5 book just because it's a Batman villain. But yeah, that one was really cheap. Next one, this was one of the 3 bigger books I got at the shop, but this is Marvel Feature number 1, and I apologize for the glare. I'm gonna try to cover it. But yeah, Marvel Feature won the first appearance of the Defenders, and yeah, I was happy to get this one. I got this thing for $24, which I think is a decent deal. It would have been more expensive if someone didn't staple the cover right there, but that's unfortunate. But yeah, the book does have really great eye appeal, and the cover is really awesome, and you guys have probably seen it get homaged or cover swacked a bunch of times. Okay, so here's Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 3. I wish the other 3 parts would have been there because the first one is obviously the start of the series, has an iconic cover, and the second one has a really awesome cover, and the fourth is the fight between Batman and Superman. So this one doesn't really have anything going for it. But I just picked it up because maybe one day I might try to complete that series once they calm down, and it's one book to go after, and it was really cheap. So yeah, next one, continuing the Batman trend, is Batman 359. Now, I'm kind of like confused on what this is because I know some people call it the first like the first full appearance of Killer Croc. But I think that I think many consider it the first full cover appearance of Killer Croc, because there's a few issues before this that has Killer Croc in like a trench coat on the cover. So I don't know what it really is, but I got it for cheap, and it has a really awesome cover, and it is a Nearman copy too. So yeah, I really can't go wrong picking up some of those. Okay, now the next around 4 books are all books that I picked up from the 50-cent or dollar bin. The first one is Flashpoint Batman Night of Vengeance #1. I got it because I'm a big fan of the character. If you guys don't know, I think Flash in the Flashpoint series, which is a really great series by the way if you haven't read it, I think he goes back in time to save his mom, and it ends up changing reality, and in the alternate, like the new timeline he's in, Batman is instead Thomas Wayne with Martha Wayne, which is his wife, her being the Joker, and I think, yeah, Bruce Wayne ended up being shot in the alley instead. Yeah, that's more of a brutal force Batman used. I think he has dual pistols. But yeah, that was a 50-cent book. I think this one was 50 cents also. This is New Mutants #1. And as soon as that news was announced, it seems like these ones just keep falling in my lap. I keep finding for great deals, and to be quite honest, I probably will flip them once it reaches a $15 book, because I do have 4 copies or 3 of them, so yeah, I have to get this one. This one was a $1 book. Captain Marvel #16, the first appearance of the female Quasar, and I do think that she'll be used in the second Guardians movie, because James Gunn did say he wanted a female character for the next one, and he did say she wasn't from Earth, and there is a popular belief that, I forgot her name, but this one character is going to be it, but she was from Earth. So I think it's a safe bet that the female Quasar will be picked. Okay, so next one is Morlocks #1. Now, this is the first appearance, I think Angel Dust, and it was hot for a while, but it has really simmered down and is now a $10 book. But yeah, this was in the 50-cent bin also, and yeah, I was happy to get it for cheap. And I'm surprised that a lot of these were able to stay in near mint condition, because some of them were just in bags, and I think the Morlocks was the one that didn't even have a bag or a board, but it stayed safe. And I usually don't like looking through dollar bins or whatever, because I usually get like Image and Valiant 90s Fatigue just by looking through 10 books. But yeah, here's Showcase #60. This is the first Silver Age appearance of the Spectre, and yeah, just a really awesome cover. I really love it, and despite this copy being I think this is like a good copy, because there's a staple popped, or I think it's a VG, just because the staple got popped. Besides that, this thing is absolutely beautiful looking. The eye appeal is really good looking. But yeah, let me check how much I picked this. Yeah, this one was $36. So I think that's a good deal. So basically I got the Marvel feature and this one for $60. Now let's go on to some fillers that I got. Now, I already said this, but I mentioned a few times, but I am going to be going after some adventure books. My last video, I said that I'd be mostly aiming for adventure comics, but that might get stale after a while for me and just for you guys watching, so I will be going for Aquaman, Green Lantern, and adventure comics now. So yeah, hopefully that goes well. But yeah, here's Adventure Comics #320, the first appearance of Radiation Roy, and he's rejected at first, but later becomes a villain to Legion of Superheroes, I believe. Yeah, so that's good. And all these adventure comic books I'm going to show were under $5. Next one is Adventure Comics #325, the first meeting of Lex Luthor and the Legion of Superheroes, which I think is which I think is significant, and it does have a really yellow cover, and I absolutely love those. So yeah, this was a good one to get. And I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of, I think it's Adventure 283. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of the first appearance of General Zod. I don't know why, but yeah, so that's a cool book. And this one is the first. Okay, so yeah, here's Adventure #335, the first appearance of Paul Kryn, and he later becomes Magnetic Kid #2. Yeah, that's the reason I got this book. And it does have a really the colors on the cover really do pop, so that's why I got the book also. Here's Adventure #352, the first appearance of the Fatal Five and also a character. I think his name is the Sun Eater or something like to that effect. But yeah, so I don't know if I already said this, but once again, all these books were under $5 each, so that's a good deal. Next book, well, we only have a couple books left, but for this haul, but here's the Aquaman number 18. This is the marriage of Mera and Aquaman, and this book is kind of all over the place as far as eBay goes. I've seen VGs go for $50. I've seen VG copies go for $20. So it is kind of weird how the prices like fluctuate. But yeah, I did get this thing. It's a VG copy, and honestly, it didn't have a few spine ticks and didn't have that large crease right there. This thing would look like a ton nicer because it has really awesome eye appeal. Like its colors absolutely pop and it looks beautiful. But yeah, it is the marriage of Mera and Aquaman, and it's one of the key Aquaman books that I didn't have, and I was just really excited to get it. Even though it looks pretty corny with them attending the marriage in the water, even though it's pretty corny. I kind of like when all the Silver Age covers really scream that, like, you sometimes you can just tell from looking at a Silver Age cover that it is, so that's what I really enjoy about them. But yeah, here's Luke Cage 1 and Harley Quinn number 1. Now, I just got a notification for 20% battery. But yeah, so the story on these two is, I'm gonna lead up to it, but basically I sold these two for the last book I'm gonna show. But Harley Quinn number 1 was a book that I got at the comic shop, the one I was talking about earlier, and I got it for $23. And I always had the thought of kind of flipping it because it wasn't necessarily a book that I had to have in my collection. And I think $23 is a really great deal because I do think it goes for $50+. But yeah, the other one is Luke Cage here for Hire number 1, the first appearance of Luke Cage. Now, the Luke Cage was more of an impulse buy because it is a very low grade, like 2.0, 2.5, and I got it for $38. And to be quite honest, I don't know what I was thinking because I really overpaid, and even if it was cheaper, I don't think I should have paid for such a low grade copy because this is I think a Bronze Age book. Now, I sold these two books for the next book I'm gonna show. Yeah, so I sold these two for the same dealer for, I put them at really great deals to whoever bought them because I basically sold them for a lot less than they were worth because I wanted the money immediately so I could buy the next book. So here's Aquaman number 1, and I'm just going to finish the story real quick, but yeah, I sold the Luke Cage and the Harley Quinn for around $60 including shipping to one guy. So yeah, and this Aquaman number 1 was on there for $135, and as soon as I saw that notification, I knew I had to get the book because this book has just been a really hard one to find. And so yeah, so $60 off of the $135, and then I did have like an Aquaman fund, which was basically like every book that I sold, I would take like $2 off of and put it towards this book, like $1 or $2 after I would take $1, sometimes $2, out of every single thing I sold, and I'd send to another PayPal account, which was basically like my bigger book fund, like a Green Lantern 1 and an Aquaman number 1. So I think I had around $30 or $25 from that, and I put it towards this. And I also had recently sold a book, so after putting all those things together, and I only had to pay a little bit out of pocket. And I was just very excited to get the book because it's one that I've been looking for forever. And with the movie coming and him being in Batman v Superman and the Justice League movie, this thing's only going to go up in price, and I was very happy to get it. Now, you can already tell from looking at it, it is a very beat up copy. It does have those large creases, and the right corner, there's some shit going on right there. And then it's detached and has that tape on the spine roll. But still, honestly, like, I think this book was perfect for me because it fit around my price budget, and I think this is the most expensive book I ever got. So, but yeah, I'm happy that I spent that amount of money on this book. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, next one is going to be a tag video, and I hope you guys are looking looking forward to that. It's going to be a top 25 underrated and undervalued books. But for now, please leave a like and a comment if you did enjoy, and if you did like the books I showed, please give it a like, because I'm one subscriber away from 250, and just thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, I hope you guys have a really, really great day. Hope you guys have a good one, and see you guys later.